What's going on, YouTube? It's like, nah. What's going on, y'all? We back off the Cliff Show, episode 2. Before y'all do anything, while y'all listening to this show, we are on YouTube, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, also Google Podcasts as well. Also going to be on all the social media platforms. But what I need y'all to do right now, if you're on YouTube and you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free. Do it for me. Shows your support. Also, if you are listening on Apple Podcasts and also Spotify Podcasts, make sure you back out of the audio right now. I don't even know if you got to back out. You might not have to, but if you don't have to back out, but if you do got to back out, do whatever. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, rate it on the 5-star joint at the bottom. Please make sure y'all do that for me. That's also going to help me support. That's also going to help you support me. So I would, greatly appreciate if y'all do that. Whoever listening, make sure y'all do that. Go rate it. If you could leave a comment, whatever. Yeah. But anyway, we back. Episode 2 off the Cliff Show. We will be breaking down the Sixers versus the Denver Nuggets last night. If you didn't know, I went to the game last night. My bro hit me up, said that these tickets is only $100. We sat Club Box, and the Sixers got it's like a dope. They renovated the whole Club Box now, so it's like LED lights on the bars. It's like way more open space. There's digital pads everywhere for you to order stuff. You can order food from your seat. They bring it to you, so you order it on your phone. And they bring it to your seat, which is dope. They haven't done that before. We all know Wells Fargo has been pretty. It's like an older stadium. That's why the Sixers are trying to renovate and they're trying to build their own stadium downtown. Don't know how that's gonna turn out with like traffic in Philly and stuff in downtown, but yeah, it was a really dope experience. Like I said, Club Box, and you also when you purchase a ticket, you get $20 to $30 food voucher, so you can get whatever is in the arena. Is it anything in the arena? I don't know if it's anything in an arena, but you can get a good amount of stuff with your ticket. And it's free basically because it comes with a food credit. You also get the premium entrance, but just went in through the regular doors. It didn't matter to me. But yeah, real dope experience last night. Got chicken peach fries. You already know everything is expensive in there. It's just like, bro, the tenders and the fries was like, it came with like $30, bro. And then that's without a bev. No bev. Just dry. I just gotta eat the fries, cheese, and the tenders. Nothing. Or unless I want to pay $17 more for a drink. But I did end up getting a little a beer. I got a Blue Moon with the orange. Elite. See, very elite. So yeah, man, got ended up getting that, but it was a dope experience overall. The stadium looks newer. I don't know what else they did besides renovating the club box, but like the entire stadium just looks newer. I don't know what they did exactly, but it looks brighter. I forgot they completely got a whole new jumbotron. I haven't been to a Sixers game. I don't know the last Sixers game I went to. It was last season sometime though. But yeah, like I said, dope experience. But anyway, what we really here for is because Joel Embiid is the best basketball player on the planet. I'm not arguing with nobody no more. It's not a debate. I'm not talking about it. He's the best basketball player on the planet. The only way he doesn't win MVP, the only way he doesn't win his second back-to-back MVP this season is if he misses the games played threshold, which he probably will because I think he can only miss now 8 or 9 more games, and he can't qualify for MVP, All NBA. But other than that, he's the best basketball player on the. He is the best basketball player on the fucking planet, and you can't tell me otherwise. There's nothing you can do. Last night, he's going up against, which I think we all can agree, Jokic is probably was last season, and I guess coming into this season, the best basketball player in the NBA. After winning a ring, getting the Nuggets their championship, he bust his ass. All right. He was frying Jokic last night. And then they was trying to switch up Aaron Gordon onto him, just to like fluster him a little bit. And as we all know, Aaron Gordon is one of the NBA's premier defenders since joining the Nuggets. It didn't matter, bro. It would me and my bro was in the seats, and like he would get it on that little high post elbow area. And once he would jab, my bro would be like, oh, this is a bucket. His midi is cash this season. It's really reminiscent of the Hawks season where we all know we lost in the playoffs. But it was really reminiscent of that where he's really not missing his midi this season. he's reading the double teams really well. He's passionate and actually trusting his teammates, and it helps when Tyrese Maxey is a 45% 3-point shot. Is he 45% now? He might be. But last night, Joel Embiid stats: 41 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. Compared to Jokic, I think Jokic had 20. Let me check real quick. Sorry, my dog is like right here in my face. Let me check. Nicola. Bro. Nothing's coming up, guys. The NBA app sucks. Give me a second. All right, boom. So, Joel Embiid 41, 7, and 10. Tyrese Maxey 25, 5, and 9. Nikola Jokic had 25, 19, and 3. Now, the 19 rebounds is really impressive because they were kind of beating us up on the boards, and it was kind of it was very noticeable. The Nuggets were really in that game because of the second chance points, and Jokic was kind of banging with Embiid on the boards, and I was getting a little frustrated even at the game because it would look like Embiid was just letting them get he would just let them get the rebounds. He would just let them out muscle them and box them out. I didn't like that even with I didn't like it because Embiid has been really well on the boards this season. But again, he was roaming a lot because most of the time he was not guarding Jokic. Like they weren't most of the time they wasn't guarding each other. So they would put like Tobias would switch on the Jokic. They would have Batum on the Jokic, and that's just so Joel can roam because if you take Joel out the paint and then you have Joel defending Jokic now out on the perimeter, Jokic is going to be able to do whatever he wants as far as getting his teammates set up because that's what we know he wants to do. That's what he likes to do. He could care less about the scoring. He wants to make sure he gets his teammates involved, and he would have been able to do that with Joel Embiid out of the paint and not protecting the rim. So, like I said, the rebounds was an issue last night. Just because like we said, Joel was roaming. But other than that, it was a really good game. So I'm not even gonna lie. So I'm past the Jokic hate ever since Joel got his MVP because that's all I wanted. Because when Jokic won his back-to-back, I felt like Joel should have at least got it one of those 2 seasons. But since Joel got it last season, I'm really past the Jokic hate. Like I appreciate what he does. There was a point in the game where Jokic hit, I think, like 3 straight turnaround fadeaways. One was over Batum, one was over Tobias. I think he hit like a floater over Embiid. And I looked at my bro. I said, Dave, bro, if he wanted to, if I was him, I would shoot every single time because bro, he doesn't miss. And these were difficult shots. It's like the Jokic turnaround, one hand, flick of the wrist, and it's bread, bro. It's not hitting no type of rim. It's just going straight through. And it's like, bro, he doesn't miss. And that was annoying last night because I think the Sixers shot 63% from the field, and the Nuggets shot. Let me see. Field goals. Sixers shot 56% from the field, and the Nuggets shot 50. But that was towards the end of the game. Both teams started missing. But majority of the game, both were shooting at a 60% clip. And I'm like, damn, bro. And it was mostly like they just weren't missing. Key takeaways from the game last night. First of all, we all know I am a Tobias Harris hater. I am the number one in line for the fan club. I got a premium subscription to the fan club. If there was a Tobias hate website, I'm buying the premium subscription and I'm making sure I get everything delivered to I need everything. I need the hate hat, the hate box. I need the socks. I need it all. But last night in these past couple of games, I can't deny it. Tobias has been huge for the Sixers. I think the last game he had 37 points. Who we play last? Oh, we played the Rock. He had 37 versus the Rock. Was that versus the Rockets? Hold on, I gotta check that too. Because when Tobias had these games, I'd be like, no, he had it versus the Kings. I remember those versus the Kings. He had 10 versus because Joel came back last game. He had 10. But last night he was huge, man. He came up in the fourth quarter. There was a time where the Sixers went on their little lull. Joel started playing one-on-one basketball, trying to get his own shot. Maxey was off. We couldn't really get anything going. It kind of stalled towards the end of the third. And in that fourth quarter, Tobias was huge. I think he came down, found a one-on-one, found his mismatch. He was hitting the turnaround jumper really efficiently all night. I think he was 8 for 10 from the field last night. But he came up huge. When the Nuggets went on that run, and I think they went up about 5 or 6 going into the fourth quarter. I didn't know who was going to be able, because at that point Joel usually goes out. I'm like, all right, well, I know Maxey is still probably tired because he's playing so many minutes. I was like, oh my god, my phone is going on silent. Anyway, but but I didn't know like who was going to be able to step up for us, and Tobias, he stepped up. So I can't even. I think he had like about 6 straight. I think he had 14 in the second half. I think he started off the game with 4. I got to double check, but I think he had 13 or 14 in the second half alone. Kind of brought us back into the game, gave us some momentum. He was huge, man. So shout out to Tobias. He has my respect. The thing with Tobias is I know he's going to end up, well, like we know from past instances, he's probably not going to show up like we want in the playoffs. But this is why you go out and you get another piece. Hopefully you can keep Tobias, because so when Tobias does end up flaming out in the playoffs, it doesn't matter because we have a whole other piece that we can go to. So Tobias will end up being the fourth option. So now if Joel doesn't play up to his standards, or Maxey is getting kind of locked down like we've seen in the Celtics series, but he doesn't get locked down, but you get what I'm saying. We don't have to like, okay, now Tobias, we have to save us. We can go to a DeJounte Murray, Zach LaVine. Pascal's probably going to get traded to the Pacers by now, but just someone of that ilk, to where we're like, okay, we just need somebody to settle the storm real fast so Joel can get his head out of his ass, or Maxey can figure it out when these playoffs come around. So, but him showing that progression right now is huge. If Tobias can give you that type of production in the playoffs, the Sixers are a championship team, and I don't think that's insane to say. It might be crazy to say just because like we know his past, but if like this is the year and it's special and Tobias is consistent and he can give you that type of production in the playoffs, Sixers are a championship team, and then you can look at making moves around the edges so far as like a Tyus Jones or like a backup point guard. Speaking of backup point guard, another person that played a huge role last night has been playing a huge role all season. Pat Bev off the bench, amazing, bro. He doesn't really affect the game with his scoring, but when he does score, it's electric, and it energizes the team. Like I said last pod, he gives you the energy that Maxey doesn't give you when Maxey is tired. Um, and it's really infectious upon the whole team. So when like he gets in and he's fighting over screens and he's diving for loose balls, or he's hitting the open three, going to the paint, hitting that little floater that he's been hitting this season, it energized the team. Like, okay, Pat's here, and then Pat Bev's going to show up every single game. So it's like it makes the team say, okay, we got to wake up a little bit, because even though the team has been good and they've been going along, they'll have times where they're good in their last season Sixers low, and they're like, all right, we don't know how to get a shot right now, and Pat Bev is the one who comes in and is like, all right, I got it. So that's dope. And let me see Pat. So Pat had 8 last night. I remember he came in, he hit the floater, he hit a clutch three, open three in the corner. It was really good to see. He shot 3 for 7 last night. It was a time where he shot this insane hook shot for no reason in the fourth, but like I wasn't mad. Um, he's getting guys in position to score. Again, only had 2 assists, had 2 steals. He locked down. Let me look at Jamal Murray's stat line. Yeah. So he pretty much he didn't shut down Jamal Murray, but he made it really tough for him all night. And I think the Nick Nurse go get him defense is a tribute to that, because like it lets us be ferocious on defense, lets us attack the ball. Well, it lets us defend at the point of attack. Everybody's rotating well this season. And that's a a testament to Pat Bev and Joel Embiid and everybody buying in and actually wanting to play defense, because as you can see last night, it was really difficult for the Nuggets to get shots. In the first half, they were getting like any 3 they wanted, and then second half they said, okay, we pretty much locked them down. Every shot they had was difficult. Like even I said the Jokic turnaround floaters and the jumpers. I'm like, these are tough shots, so I expect him to miss, but 2-time MVP for a reason, man. Like I said, my Jokic hate is gone. Like I really appreciate what he brings to the game. So back to Pat Bev. There was a moment last night where he forced Jamal Murray into like a really difficult step back. Had his hand in his face, really difficult step back. Hits his back rim. We get the rebound, and Maxey he just holds the ball and waits for everybody to get down court. But you see Pat Bev getting hype over in the corner. Like he's over in the corner getting hype. Like getting himself hyped because like it was a good defensive play. And that's what you need on this team, man. That type of leadership and that type of like ferocity is what we need. Like we got a little bit of it in PJ Tucker last season, but PJ Tucker doesn't really give you anything else but I guess being annoying on defense. Pat Bev gives you he's a leader. Um, he's a ferocious defender. He's giving you stuff on offense this season. So shout out to Pat Bev, man. He also what else did I want to give Pat Bev respect for? I forget. I forget what I'm gonna. Yeah, but yeah, man, respect Pat Bev. Pat Bev. Also another note to leadership. There was another point in the game last night where the Sixers, after the Joel Embiid 3 over Jokic, where it's essentially sealed the game, where it put us up 8, but it was 4:53 left. You can see like the game was pretty much over, but I looked at my bro. I said, Dave, like we just need like a 2-minute stretch where we need like three stops for it to really be over. And we got the stops, but then we couldn't score on offense. And then at one point we inbounded the ball, and Nikola, I mean, I was about to say Nikola Jokic, but Batum told everybody to stop where they was going. Like we didn't run on the fast break. He told everybody to stop, and he told everybody where to go, and he told everybody to calm down. Like it's on the court, middle of the game. He's telling everybody to calm down because we went on like a stretch. We couldn't score like 3 straight times. And it was like we ended up going down court and getting a good shot out of it. And I'm like, that's the leadership we have always needed on this team, especially for Joel, because we all know at times Joel he'll get in his head and he'll say, all right, I'll just go 1-on-1 and whatever happens, which he tried to do a little bit last night. And then it's like we have the players that'll settle him down now to where he trusts them in their leadership, and he can go to them and be like, okay, all right, maybe I am wilding a little bit. I'm bugging out. Let me get back into the flow of the offense. And you can see that. So that's what I really appreciate about this team right now. Like I said, at the trade deadline, there's not a lot of guys I would like to see go. I just want to, use those picks to make additions. So like I even said, man, I don't want to see. I'm not trading Tobias for a lot of people. I would trade Tobias for maybe Pascal Siakam or Zach LaVine. But other than that, you have the assets to bring in another player that'll complement this team without having to give anything up. Because I like our depth. I like our tenacity. I like our leadership. I like the locker room. Everybody's vibing at a point right now, especially after the Eagles pissed us off. But but yeah, man, it's completely opposite. It's complete opposite of the Eagles, which we haven't said that in a while, man. So man, I'm like it. This is the most fun the Sixers team has felt in years, probably since the Ben Simmons when we went on that. I think we had like a 14-0 winning streak to end the season out when Embiid was hurt. Was that the Markel year? I want to say so, yeah. But yeah, man. Let me hold on. Sorry for that. Sorry for y'all watching on YouTube. Just trying to make sure, because the sun, man, sun be wild. Let me see if I can turn it a little bit. But yeah, man. I really like the Sixers team, man. And last night was everything. You beat the defending champs on the second night of a back-to-back, which is really impressive. I like it. I like it. I like them a lot. What I say, shot 60%. The Sixers have been really bad this season, trailing when they trail out of the third quarter. That was only their second win this season when they trailed out of the third quarter. They are 2-10 this season when trailing the third quarter. So that was really good to see them kind of fight and come back, even though it was only like a 5-6 point lead for the Nuggets. Also, I wanted to touch on this. So I brought up the Embiid. He had 41. I think he had 47 the other night. He's also, let me go check what he's had in his past like 13 games. It was some insane stat that he had like his last 13 games. And I just wanted to read it off. Where is Darian Twitter at? Darian, there we go. See if he. All right. Let me see. All right. Joel Embiid in his last 13 games is averaging 38.8 points per game, 11.9 rebounds, 5.4 assists, 2 blocks on 58, 42, 89% shooting splits. He's the back-to-back MVP, bro, and it's not debatable, like I said. And then you have people, but what I wanted to touch on is people on Twitter saying, "Oh, he can't do this in May. That's all we're waiting for." What the fuck? Bro, people, y'all really don't be basketball fans, bro. Because even I'm a Sixers fan. I'm worried about him in May, but that doesn't mean I can't appreciate what he's doing right now because I like to watch good basketball. Just like I said before the game, like if Joel sat out, he would have been a coward because he would have came back versus the Rockets and then sat out versus the Nuggets. I just want to see good basketball, and I'm a basketball fan, so I can appreciate what he's doing right now while also noticing that he has to do this in May. And you're not a true basketball fan if that's not something you can do. If you can't appreciate the sport and enjoy the sport in the moment, this is not the sport for you. Everything is not a narrative. Everything is not a troll. You don't have to be that way. You can like other players even though they have playoff failures, bro. It's okay. Tatum and the Celtics haven't won a championship, and they've been a championship team for multiple years now. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop watching the Celtics. KD has had these super teams for the past 3-4 years, bro, and they have not been able to figure it out. But that means I'm not going to watch the Suns, the Nets. That means I'm not going to watch. That doesn't mean I'm not going to watch them during the season. That makes no fucking sense. So we have to get out of this mind frame of like, oh, only rings matter, only the playoffs matter. No, that's not what basketball is. It's not what sports is. You need to appreciate what's happening in the moment so you can appreciate when it does finally happen in the playoffs, when these players finally break or reach or get over that hump. You can appreciate it so much more because you're like, I sat and I watched this and I watched his growth. I watched him be able to do this. Just like when Jokic sucked in the playoffs the past 2 to 3 years. Y'all, now he suddenly became, he was MVP. Yeah, when Jokic sucked the past 2 to 3 years in the playoffs versus Draymond, versus another team. Did y'all just didn't watch Jokic no more after that? The only thing that mattered was the playoffs now? Like we just don't care about regular season? That makes no sense, bro. And I'm tired of seeing it on Twitter because like us Sixers fans know what Joel has to do in May. But what he has to do in May should not be the end all be all in validating how great of a player he is right now or in the regular season, because that shouldn't diminish what he's doing now because he's on a historic run. He's going to be the back-to-back MVP as long as he doesn't hit the games played threshold. And it's just it's nothing that should the playoffs and everything shouldn't diminish what he's doing right now. And then once he does I couldn't talk. Once he does get over the hump and he gets past the second round, I'm telling y'all right now, it's going to be a steamroll because once he gets past that mental block of the second round, he's not going to be able to be stopped for as long as he's in his prime. And I'm letting y'all know that right now. It's going to look very Shaq-esque. And y'all going to be upset that y'all was over here talking about he has to do this in May because you didn't appreciate what he was doing in January, December, February. So like I just wanted to talk about that. But yeah, man, Sixers Nuggets breakdown. It was a really good game last night. I was at the game, so I didn't hear Stan Van Gundy and the bullshit that apparently he was saying. Yeah, man, even him hating on Embiid. Well, I did hear some comments like him hating on Embiid saying we ran Brett and Ben Simmons out of town, ran Doc Rivers out. Like, I'm not listening to people who don't pay attention to anything. But yeah, man, really I had to make sure it didn't stop. But really good game last night. Proud of the Sixers. I'm excited for the moves that they're potentially going to make. Looking for a DeJounte Murray or Zach LaVine. I keep seeing this report that they have like mild interest in people, but like they're still waiting for the free agency and the salary cap, which again makes no sense because Philly has never been a free agent basketball destination. You can also use that money now, and this team is good enough now to where if you add that piece, they can be a championship contender. They can be up there with Boston. They can be up there with Milwaukee. They can beat Denver in a series. Once you add that final piece, they can do it. So hopefully they add a piece in the season. I think the trade deadline comes up in a couple of weeks. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, man. Again, wanted to ask y'all. Well, if you are listening to this, let me know. do y'all want like game by game? I guess we'll see how it goes. But if y'all want like game by game, like breakdowns and reviews, or like me just coming on weekly, I guess it'll depend on how the season goes, how the like button gets. Like I said, reminder: hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and hit those 5 stars down if you're watching on the podcast channel. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, regardless. So we also I do not have so I just wanted to I don't have my own YouTube channel for the show. I'm with 14th and Market Podcast Network. So make sure when you hit the link in that solo in my bio, you go to YouTube, it'll take you to 14th and Market YouTube. That's where the shows will be hosted live as well. So yeah, man. Most likely, I'm going to start going live on YouTube and I want to do playback TV and like watch the games with everybody as well. So we will see how that goes. But yeah, man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Off Clip episode 2. I was excited to do this one, especially after the Joel Embiid Jokic matchup. And we'll be back for episode 3. Who do we play? Who do the Sixers play next? Let me see. By the way, the NBA app sucks. Like, it's so difficult to. I forgot. I keep forgetting Jai's out for the rest of the season. That sucks. Do we got like 4 days? We played the Magic Friday. Cool. Oh, and then we play the Nuggets in 2 weeks. We play them again in 2 weeks. So, guaranteeing y'all now, Joel is not playing in Denver. I can feel it. He got his. He like, all right. I done cooked him twice. Y'all don't need to see no more. He gonna like take a rest or something. Hopefully not, because games played threshold I keep forgetting about. But yeah, man, Off the Cliff Show episode 2. Appreciate everybody who tuned in, who watched. Let me know what you think in the comments. I have also this. So for everybody watching this, what'll be on you if you're watching live on YouTube, I'm going to have segments, like it's going to be edited. There's going to be music and everything. Once I get those assets, I'm still waiting on those assets to be edited and everything. So don't worry about it. I know it's kind of boring and like we jump right into it all the time. I mean, well, the past 2 episodes, but trust me, everything will be it's gonna be like a show format. So for everybody watching on YouTube. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I'm out, and until next game.